Do you have an update on Pat Andre?
Pat is, we're hopeful that he'll play tomorrow night. He is doing better. He has not been in live action. I'm going to try to get him into some live action today and even in shoot around tomorrow. He and I got a few shots up yesterday, but he hasn't done much cutting.
How much different of a team is Carolina with Cole Anthony than the first time you played him without?
Well, I mean, they're good. I mean, he's a really good basketball player. When you look at Carolina, you think about it, I mean, everybody's saying, oh, look at their record. But if you look at them, those last 6 games that they played, they've lost 4 games by 2 points or less. So it's a really good basketball team. But he's one of the better point guards in the country, one of the better players in the country. So he completely changes them. They become a little bit more offensive minded with him in the game.
So you're not fooled by that record, but when you look at them in the standings, they're in last place.
No, I mean, absolutely not. Why would you? It's still Carolina. They've got McDonald's All-Americans. And like I said, if you look at their last 6 games, and I've seen most of them, they had an opportunity to win every game that they were in, outside of 2 of them where they just obviously didn't play well. But it's 4 of them that, if the ball bounces a different way, they win the game.
What in your mind that your team has to do, that you want them to do better in this game that they didn't do the last time when they played Carolina?
Well, we got our butts kicked on the offensive glass. We've got to do a way better job than we did here. When you look at Brooks and Bako, they both had 11 offensive rebounds just between the 2 of them. And as a team, I think it was close to 15. But when you're playing against Carolina, they're still Carolina. They still hit the offensive glass. They still get out in transition. We've got to do a way better job than we did here. I thought they won the toughness battle in the paint against us in round 1.
Do you think your team is looser or confident when they play UNC specifically on the road as opposed to at home?
Yeah, I just, I don't know the answer to that. I thought the Carolina game here was one of our worst games that we played. I don't know if it was because of the pressure of playing Carolina with everybody putting so much around it. But I will say this, every team in our league has that one game where they wish they could have back, and that was the game that we didn't play well. I think our guys will be fine. I don't know if it's so much Joe as whether we play them there or play them here. We just didn't play well. We started off the game well. We did some good things, and then as the game went along, we fell apart a little bit. I thought they pressed us and trapped us a couple times early in the game. It kind of changed the game a little bit for them.
If you think back to your win over them, it was there. Do you just kind of, it seemed not easy, but it seemed like you guys were just playing free. Kind of like the Duke game on Wednesday. You guys were just kind of free and playing.
I thought Al Freeman was great in that game. He set a record. He went 7 for 7. We played well over there. We did, and I don't know what it is, but we have to. We're going to have a chance to win this game at Carolina. We've got to play a lot better than we played here at home.
When you look at them as a team with Cole Anthony on it, when you look at your scouting on this one, how different are they with him as opposed to the last time when he wasn't on there?
Well, he's a pure point guard, and they have obviously without him, they play Leaky Black at the point, and Leaky's a really good basketball player, but he's not as offensive minded. Cole's a guy that can obviously go off for 20-plus points, and so, you have to do a good job with him, keeping him in front. He's doing a great job getting into the paint, and he's got a great pull-up jump shot from 18 and out to 3. So they become more dangerous, in my opinion, from the offensive end.
How different are you guys from the last game?
I think we're different. We're playing with a lot of confidence. We're coming off a team that won 2 out of 3 on the road, and we played obviously one of our better games of the year versus Duke. And though we had our chances against Florida State, I think we're playing as a more confident unit. We're starting to get a little bit more healthy. Guys are starting to come together. If we add Pat, that will be the first time that we've had everybody on our roster that's available to play at the same time. And of course, I don't know how much he'll give us just because he hasn't practiced much. But I like our confidence. I like where our guys' headspace is right now.
Have either you or somebody else talked to Devin about attacking the rim more? Because it seems like he's picking his spots on the perimeter jumpers now and really kind of attacking a lot more.
He's matured. He's playing really good basketball. If I had to pick one guy that I would say has played the best basketball for us as of late, it would be Devin Daniels. And We talk about how he's doing offensively, but I don't think we give him enough credit. He's become one of the better on-the-ball defenders that we have on our team, and probably in the ACC. But I've talked about getting to the rim more instead of settling for floaters. At one point, Devin was a floater king. I mean, he would float everything up, and now, because I said that, he'll go try to make 2 or 3 floaters, but he's been able to get all the way to the rack. I'm happy with him. He's starting to understand what a good shot is for me, not for him. And our team, we talk about that all the time.
He also seems like to have come out in the last 2 games with energy right from the get-go, and the guys seem to feed off of it. Is that something that he's kind of done on his own too?
Well, I try to have as much conversation with these guys about what we need from each guy to be able to help our team, and he's taking it to heart. There's not one day that he has ever come to practice and not competed, and he's getting rewarded for how hard he works every day.
You've taught us a lot about motivation and what motivates these guys. When you see a team a second time in a season, it's different. I'm guessing that is one thing you actually do talk about is the first game and how that went.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when we watch tape today, I can tell you now, Joe, that we're going to start off with how many offensive rebounds they got and how they were dominant in the paint. I thought those guys completely dominated us in the paint. When you look at Brooks, he was really good. Bako didn't have a great offensive night, but he did a tremendous job. There was one possession that I just watched again, and I don't know why I do this to myself. I got extremely mad because we had a turnover at half court where they ripped C.J. Bryce, and they went down and they missed the shot, but they got 5 consecutive offensive rebounds before Brooks ended up making a basket, and that's just not who we are. We've got to do a better job in that area. So to answer your question, playing a team a second time around, typically the game goes a little different. I needed to go different for us as far as controlling those guys on the offensive glass.